My name is David Obura, and I'm a director of Cordio East Africa, and I'm a member of the Earth Commission. So as part of the Earth Commission, we've been working for 3 years, and we're looking at planetary boundaries and a safe and just future for the planet. And the paper that we just put out, it came out in One Earth journal earlier this week. It's really on interpreting those safe and just boundaries for the biodiversity community. So really understanding what we need to achieve through the global biodiversity framework in relation to planetary futures and welfare for people into the next decades. A priority message for this COP and for the global biodiversity framework is that we need to halt and reverse the decline in nature. We need to bend the curve of biodiversity decline and turn it positive. So I work in coral reefs, and of course they're one of the ecosystems that's most vulnerable to climate change and to multiple uses all around the planet. And coral reefs are declining rapidly. Over the last 40 years, we've lost 50% of coral reefs around the world. And we anticipate that even with a 1.5 degree limit with the climate change, we'll still lose 70 to 90% of reefs globally. So we need to stop that decline. We need it to stabilize, and we need it to start increasing and improving. Now, the challenge is, of course, that it takes time to do that. And coral reefs are one of the most vulnerable ecosystems. This framework we're discussing has, goals for 2050 and 2030. Now, many aspects of nature we can't turn around in just 10 years, but we have to do everything that we can to achieve that, and that's what we're trying to get out of this process. The message to governments and companies from this process is, of course, that nature is declining because of the uses that we put nature to, the benefits that we extract, the resources that we use, the cities, and homes that we build. So while we need to invest in all the conservation actions that are needed, and that's a big focus, of course, of this convention, those actions will not be as effective as they can be, and they may be completely undermined if we don't reduce the drivers. So we have to reduce the drivers of decline. So that's economic growth, this whole model around continuous growth all the time. There's a lot of overconsumption and over-extraction. In order to bend the curve on biodiversity decline, we need to bend the curves on drivers and pressures first. And that we can do quickly. That's economic decisions that we can make relatively quickly if we have the political will to do it. So the main message is that we need to do that. So to achieve the nature positive goal that we want, we also have to work on this economic side. And then the second thing is that, of course, people around the world are dependent on nature, coral reefs, small-scale fishers, and other tropical marine communities. And they need to make a livelihood. And many of them are very poor, and they actually need to increase their incomes, and that will involve some more impacts to the ocean. But we need to make space for that by reducing overconsumption and excess pressures coming from wealthier nations or wealthier sectors of society. So we really need to understand the social and economic changes that we need to do for this safe and just future for everybody.